George would have liked to stop and look at the boats, but he was afraid the boy might find out that he had not delivered all of the papers. So he rode on. While riding along, George kept thinking of boats all the time. It'd be so much fun to have a boat, but how would he get one? He thought, and then he had an idea. He got off the bicycle and took a newspaper out of the bag and began to fold it. First, he folded down the corners, and then he did all of those folds, and there was his boat. Now the moment had come to launch the boat. Would it float? It did. So George decided to make some more boats. Finally, he had used up all the papers and had made so many boats he could not count them. A whole fleet. Oh my goodness, look at them all. Watching his fleet sailing down the river, George felt like an admiral. But he watched his fleet and he forgot to watch where he was going. And suddenly there was a terrible jolt and the bicycle had hit a rock and George flew off the seat head first. Luckily, George was not hurt, but the front wheel of the bicycle was all out of shape and the tire was blown out. George tried to ride the bicycle, but of course it wouldn't go. So he started carrying it, but it soon got too heavy. George did not know what to do. His new bike was spoiled and the newspapers were gone. He wished he had listened to his friend and kept close to the house. Now he just stood there and cried. Suddenly, his face brightened. Why, he'd forgotten he could ride on one wheel, so he tried it and it worked. He had hardly started out again when he saw something he had never seen before rolling toward him. Came an enormous tractor with huge trailers behind it. Looking out of the trailers were all sorts of animals. To George, it looked like a zoo on wheels. The tractor stopped and two men jumped out. "Well, well," said one of the men, "a little monkey who can ride a bike bronco fashion. We can use you in our animal show tonight. I'm the director of the show, and this is Bob." And I'm going to stop there, and then I'll tape the rest of it. Good night, guys. I'll see you in a few minutes.